The Great Turtle vs. Rabbit Race, Part 2 of Part 1. 2 weeks prior to the race, when it was deemed that all the entry forms were in, the Roo leader dog-eared the entry form from Conga Rupert, affectionately known as the Kangaroo Kid. He was a two-time boxing and long jump champion from Australia. The marked form was neatly placed on top for easy access, and so nothing could go wrong. The committee handpicked a pair of perky penguins named Pete and Peach's Black Tie to perform the selection task. Little did the Roos know, the committee was covertly infiltrated by a crafty hyena named Harold Imp. In an attempt to make a mockery of the race, this little rascal managed to circumvent the kangaroo's ruse by forging and double dog-earing an application for a most unlikely racer candidate. He cleverly dropped the form directly on top of the ruse intended, and for the record it was Peaches who drew the name Shelley Lev Me Alone. Troubling was the fact that no one knew for sure how to pronounce such a name. She was a 102-year-old tortoise, and once the selection was made and announced, there was no turning back. The totally disinterested Shelley had to be included in the race. Hyenas across the land have been laughing about Harry's little prank ever since. Then it was Pete's turn to pick. He gently nudged Peaches aside and picked 2 envelopes from the overflowing hat. The committee was now hoping these selections would be, at the very least, competitive and charismatic. They partially got their wish with the first selection, Willie Packabelly, a genius by anyone's definition. He was extremely competitive as he scored far higher than anyone else on the Wonderlic test. Unfortunately, he was 332 pounds, a real bore in the social circles. Frankly, the selection stunk. Pete's other pick was postmarked Sydney, Australia. The Roos were filled with joy and anticipation. Just maybe one of their kangaroo buddies was picked legitimately. They announced the name loud and proudly, Cool Casey James. The announcement brought a screech that could be heard halfway around the globe from the chosen one's mother, Mona James. "They picked my son!" she exclaimed with glee. "I can't believe it! Here he is! He's right here in my pocket!" Most everyone wondered the same thing at the very same time. He was in her pocket.